So, my question to you as entrepreneurs, which of these steps can you afford to skip? If you're going to the market and want the highest and best valuation, and of course you do, want the best structure, want the best ultimate partner, which of these steps would you just like to skip? And say, oh, let's just skip the buyer research. I'm ready to get to market right now. Let's skip it. Point is, of course, don't skip it. Plan for this. It's critically important. And I'm going to show you some examples, real life data. One of my favorite sayings is, in God we trust, all others bring data. Let me show you what this process really does. And again, I was taken through this process twice with little bitty companies that I started that we sold to publicly traded companies. Let me tell you something. If I hadn't had somebody take me through this process, the outcome would have been much different. And one of my companies, I would have gone out of business. So this process works. It's a lot of value. What it does, it significantly increases your likelihood of success. When we work with technology companies about to take them to market, we usually give you what we call a par valuation. We'll work with you to look at comparables in the market, precedents, look at your financials in your industry, what things typically trade for historically. So just like you would do an appraisal on a house, you'd look at the neighborhood, look at what else is sold on the street. You can kind of get a range of what it's worth. Well, guess what? Businesses have a much larger range of valuation than houses in the same neighborhood in the same city. But we can kind of give you a par valuation. I will tell you, our experience, and the data shows throughout the world on transactions that have an advisor that run this process. Now, some people say, hey, I'm going to run this process myself as the CEO. It's a full-time 6 to 8 month process. You can get distracted, and you've never done it before maybe, or maybe you have done it before. We would suggest you spend time running your business, and hire somebody to do this. I have a client right now that's sold 2 companies, very successful software companies, both in the 85 million range, one in the $125 million range. And he's good at this. He'll tell you he's an amateur, even though he's already been through 2 of them. He hires an advisor every time, because it's like a doctor that goes to the doctor. They hire another doctor. An attorney hires another attorney. The value of an advisor is typically minimum in traditional companies 1 turn of EBITDA. Now let me explain that. EBITDA is the cash flow of your company. So if you have a company that's making $5 million a year, the difference in valuation and structure you'll typically get in a well-run process, and one that you just say, hey, my company's for sale, let's see what happens, is at least 1 turn of EBITDA. So for a $5 million company, $5 million more dollars. Here's the deal, in technology companies, it's a lot more than that.